But we start with breaking news. U.S. Central Command says U.S. forces have started its second wave of strikes on Iran today, this time targeting Iranian military capabilities used to threaten vessels going in and out of the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. Central Command says that mission is at the order of President Trump. And right now, here he is. He's at a Defense and Innovation Summit at the Army War College in Pennsylvania. But here was his message to Tehran just moments before heading into that.
I don't like giving deadlines, but they pretty much know. They know the story. They better behave.
Now let's go live to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro. Aaron, thanks for your time. So just how much further does the U.S. plan to go when it comes to this war with Iran and the strikes so far?
Mugo, if you can hear me, I'm just going to speak a little quieter as it's a pretty intimate room that I'm in right now for the president as he's speaking at this Defense and Innovation Summit. Now, he hasn't laid out a timeline, but he has suggested that should Iran and the U.S. not come to a deal next week, that he could hit Iran's civilian infrastructure, its bridges, its power plants. I had a quick opportunity to chat with the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Mike Waltz, earlier today, and I asked him about that possibility. Take a listen to what he told me.
One of the things that you have to appreciate is that the IRGC controls about 50% of Iran's economy. Everything from its factories to its munitions to a lot of its power plants that fuels that military industrial base in Iran. So those are all, despite what you're hearing in international forums or even in our own media, those are absolutely legitimate military targets. Many of them are used, if not all of them, for dual use.
Now, this possibility, this threat to strike Iran's civilian infrastructure has come up from the president in the past during this conflict, and you have seen both him as well as Ambassador Waltz field questions about whether it is a war crime. But you saw his answer there kind of justifying that he believes it's okay to strike those things because it is under the control of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. We'll see if that reasoning continues should these strikes actually happen next week, as the president has said.
And Aaron, I know you are in Pennsylvania right now where the president is speaking. Can you tell us what he's there for?
Yeah, he's here to mainly tout the investments in America's defense. There are tons of executives from defense industries here in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and he began his remarks by announcing that there was a $10 billion new investment in the defense industry, primarily based here in Pennsylvania in terms of the manufacturing. But he has also talked about his request for a $1.5 trillion defense budget that he's asking for in 2027. We will see if Congress gives him that full amount, but it is certainly at the top of the mind of many of the defense officials. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth is here, as well as the executives, as there has been concerns that this war with Iran is dwindling America's munition supply.
And okay, Aaron, let's look ahead to tomorrow. The president will address the nation from the Oval Office. Any indication right now about what we can expect to hear from him?
We have seen reports, and he has suggested when asked, that it could potentially be about the 2020 election. He was asked yesterday if it's going to be concerning election machines, and he said it will concern that, but also said that the topics could change. I asked Mike Waltz, who is a former national security advisor to the president, a former Florida congressman who voted in 2020 to certify Joe Biden's win, but has also casted his own doubts at that time about the election results. Take a listen to what Waltz told me.
Well, I can't speak to, I'll let the president speak for himself in terms of what he's going to talk about on Thursday. But what I can say is there's a long history of countries trying to interfere with our democracy. President Trump will not stand for it. And when we have information that it's happened, whether their intentions going forward or evidence that it happened in the past, absolutely, he should make that known, and there should be consequences to our adversaries.
Now, that's a reference to reports that Thursday address could potentially involve the declassification of documents regarding potential China and Venezuela interference with voting machines in 2020. A White House spokesperson, Caroline Leavitt, said that the discussion about his Thursday address is just speculation as of now, and said, quote, "Nobody knows yet what President Trump will ultimately say, which is why everyone should tune in." You're seeing the full statement on your screen there. And I'll note, lastly, that Senate Majority Leader John Thune took a lot of questions about this address on Capitol Hill and said while he does not know what the president is going to say, he said the only thing he is focused on are the elections this year, not the past.
Okay. Aaron Navarro in Pennsylvania for us today. Thank you so much.